Florida homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, Storm Smart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because Smart is complete hurricane protection, and Smart is peace of mind. Call Storm Smart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by Storm Smart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Hey, doing, everybody. It is a Thursday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live, and we are not on TV tonight because the Bolts are on the spot right now, so we don't have to worry about you being my producers and giving me my break cues, and I'm truly appreciative, though, that you do, because I'll be over here talking, and all of a sudden I'll look over there, break. I'm like, oh, man, that's right. Thank you. So tonight is treat night. I have no idea whose treat night it is, but I've just been watching baseball over on one side. By the way, just watching the Cubs and the Padres game. The second baseman for the Cubs just made an insanely great play at second to rob the Padres of a run and quite possibly turn the game around. The Cubs were up 2-0. That would have made it 2-1, runner on with only one out. They get out of the inning. The Cubs turn right around and score a run in the bottom of the inning. They're now 3-0 last I checked. And so, of course, later on tonight, we have the Niners taking on the Rams. We've got the Yankees taking on the Red Sox, 8 o'clock. Two rookie pitchers going in that game. A lot of folks don't realize, and they're like, what the heck is the weather guy talking about sports? First of all, that is a conversation I've had for many decades with folks. You don't have to be officially trained, whatever that means, to be a sportscaster. Most sportscasters I know are just dudes who like to follow sports just like everybody else. So nowadays you get a lot of ex-athletes who take the reins and kind of have been doing sports stuff as well. But I would argue there are several people out there in this group right now who could just as easily be a sportscaster as well as anybody out there because they know the game. And I've been a big sports guy for a long time. Matter of fact, if I didn't do weather, I would have done sports. But it was a heck of a lot easier to get in weather having a background in meteorology. So anyway, Susan, looks like you must have been a Cleveland fan because you lost to the Tigers today. Now, the Tigers should have won that game yesterday. A boneheaded base running move by one of the Tigers runners, throwing out at third before the run scored at home. The cardinal rule of all of baseball is never make the third out at third base. Ever. Why you people are like, wait a minute, isn't this weather? It is, but we don't have commercial breaks today, so we can talk about whatever. And we'll get into weather because wait till you see the Euro. Just wait till you see the Euro. My son is texting me. So my son has to get a TSA thing, a pre-check thing, but he works during the week and he doesn't have the ability to get to a Staples. It's like looking to go to lunch. Hold on, let me text him. We'll figure it out. Okay, anyway. Got it. Okay, who do we got here today? Jonathan, how about those Yanks? Anyway, like I was saying, that Yankees and Red Sox game, 2 rookie pitchers going. 8 o'clock first pitch or thereabouts. You got the Niners and the Rams. The Rams should annihilate the Niners tonight. No quarterback, couple of wide receivers out. I mean, they're hurting on a lot of places. But you know what? With sports, and you guys know this, a lot of times when it looks the worst is when teams somehow find a way to come up and pull the big surprise. I don't know. I think the Rams should easily win and cover that game, but you don't know. Maybe Christian McCaffrey has a monster game. Anyway, so we have got some stuff to talk about. But before we do, let's do some hellos. Jules, how's it going? Good to see you. Jason, the GFS and Euro operationals are doing some wild things in the Gulf. Oh, yes, they are, Jason. Oh, yes, they are. And I will show those in just a second. Yeah, it was Nico Horner. You're right, Lindy. Wow. The dude is 6 foot. He had to jump 17,000 feet to make the catch. You know what? Stand by. My son, I mentioned it to my son, and he found the catch. It's hard to see it. So watch this. So this is on Twitter. So see if you can see it. Oh, watch it again. Hold on. Oh, that's not good. Wait a minute. Stand by. Okay. Could you see it? The guy jumped like 15 feet. Crazy. Hey, the sound is better, though. Here, listen with the sound. Pretty awesome. So anyway, that was a couple minutes ago, and that's where we are. Okay, so let me see. Who else? Mike saying, go Tigers. Oldsmar's in the house. Michael, how are you? Rita, go Niners. We've got Steve, how you doing? Steve says, I'm here, Dennis. So how you doing, Steve? So am I. Riverview's in the house with Donna. We got lots of bloobs out there, Herman. You're right. Andrea, good to see you. Joel, nice to see you. Yeah, you're right. Half the team is out. LeCanto's in the house. Rob, what up with you? Yeah, Heidi's like, sports? What are you talking about? I don't know. We're just kind of, trust me, we got weather to talk about. We're going to get to it very, very quickly. Well, maybe not too quickly. Sandy in Land Lakes, how you doing? I have not tried tasty tacos. I have not. The Village is in the house with Bonnie. Jessica's here as well. Long Island's in the house. Trinity. We got lots of, man, we got folks from all over the place. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and advance all the way down. Ellington's in the house. Holy cow, we got lots and lots of people here. All right. Oh, it's because you can't watch on TV, maybe. All right. Let's get into it. A lot of people. A lot of people saying where they're from. Lots of OGs here. Bridget, yeah, Joel is in here. Indiana's in the house. Fort Walton Beach is in the house. Sarasota driving. Ren, how you doing? Holy cow. Okay. You know what? I'm going to just jump right into the absurdity of the models. And Jason just mentioned it, all right? We got a lot to talk about, but this is why you do not run. This is why you do not post the long-range operational or deterministic runs with a single frame on social media, because you will scare the bejesus out of people, and the Euro is doing that, all right? So this is the 12Z Euro. Take it with a grain of salt. It's not going to be right, but I'm showing you just to show you how ludicrous things can be. Okay, so ready? Here we go. Here's the Euro. Watch the area out here. There it is. Look at it over the islands. There it starts to develop. It starts to curve, zoop, but then it runs into high pressure, which builds and pushes it back down, and then it goes into the Gulf in 2 weeks. Watch it again. All right? There it goes into the Caribbean, starts to curve, zoop, high pressure builds back in, forces it back down. Once the system makes it into the Caribbean, all bets are off. Now, that is what the Euro is showing. But look at the Euro ensembles. Are they showing something similar? Well, you know, they are, well, first of all, they're not. Because look, what were we looking at here? Let's go back. That was, where is it? Was it this one? Yeah. So it was this one, and see, it goes up and then it comes back. Well, look at the ensemble runs. What do? Zoop and zoop. The overwhelming majority of the ensemble runs, this would be Jerry, by the way, probably, not Karen. And a lot of folks are very, very nervous about a Karen. I get it. I get it. All right, so there is a look at the ensembles. But look at the one run, the one. See how it goes up and goes down and then goes, and then I don't even know where it goes. I'm not even sure. Does it go that way? Does it go that way? Does it go that way? I don't know. But looks like a trident. But the point is, you've got all the ensembles that are going this way, and you've got that one little rebel going this way. And that one little rebel also happens to be the deterministic view of the euro as well. And then right up. Now, just so you know, I mean, since this is fantasy land anyway, if you were to follow further on this, at this point, a front would be coming down, so this would go right to Florida. So if you were to make this a 20-day forecast, whatever this would go in and curve out. Now, again, it's a bunch of nonsense, but I'm just telling you, that is what the Euro deterministic is showing, but the ensembles, no, they are not. And trust me on this, my friends. Trust me on this. You are going to be seeing that all over Facebook. It's going to be posted everywhere. It probably already is. I haven't even looked at it. Resist temptation. This was a religious and inspirational program. So I'm going to encourage you to resist temptation, okay? And don't look at those models, which I know you will, because I do too, honestly. But I laugh at them, because I know they're a bunch of hooey. There's a lot of other folks out there, it's like they see that and they start to freak out. Thus, this, right? Let's look at the Euro AI. The Euro AI is not nearly as bullish. Let's take it full so you can see it a little bit easier. Wait a minute. Oh, this is a good one. Who said I am here for weather, not chat? Wait a minute. And then Jennifer says, no guac tonight. Wait. I'm Kathy, thank you much for the stars. All stars go to Children's Miracle Network. Wait a minute. Where is it? Now, oh, man, come on. Where? I'm scrolling up trying to find it. I'm trying to find where it came from. Oh, and they lucked out because my scrolls can only go so far. So, anyway. See, but here's the thing. There's some people who like to stir the pot. And they might be saying, hey, I'm going to just throw this out here. I'm not here for chat. I'm here for weather. And I'm okay with pot stirring. I encourage pot stirring. But just remember, in life, my friends, if you stir the pot, sometimes you have to deal with the repercussions of stirring said pot. Okay? So you don't blame me if that happens from pot stirring. Now, I will respect you, but that doesn't mean I ain't going to hit the ban button. Because as we said, the guac comment is simple. If you go to somebody's house and they've got chips and salsa out there and you want guac, do you go to them and say, hey, why is there no guac out here? Or do you wait for them to say, hey, would you like some guac? So, you get it? Understand? So whenever the guac references come, that's where it comes from. Okay. Oh, now Cindy's telling me it was Joe Longo who said weather, not chat. Now that, you know what? That's a tough one because Longo is the name of my dog, so I have an affinity for the word Longo. So I cannot ban Joe Longo. I can't do it. I can't. But maybe I can. Depends if he does it again. Come on, Joe Longo. All right, so Joe DiNardo on WTAE in Pittsburgh said it would. Said it would what? I'm missing these conversations. All right, anyway, as we said, back to fake name. Yeah, it's probably a fake name. Do you even guac? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if this Joe Longo guy is real. Somebody do some research. Okay, Paul, I'm trying to go to the Keys on the 9th and the 10th, riding through the Keys on a bike. If it turns north like you expect, we'll be dragging winds up from the southwest. On the 9th or 10th. It ain't going to happen by the 9th or 10th. You're fine. It would be later than that. Dennis, I get married next week in Orlando. Is my wedding safe? Yes, it is. We will be here in Lesser Antilles October 9th, 11th to the 19th. Now, that one I can't answer yet. Cannot answer that one yet. People are now just... See, okay, the whole mob mentality in terms of the ban button is a thing. Like, do it, do it. I mean, you guys, it makes me laugh. This is not a lie. More people watch for the ban button than anything else. I don't know how that happened. I truly don't. And you know, Greg D, our morning meteorologist, Greg's all about, I'm not going to ban people. I encourage this conversation. So do I, Greg. But when it's a matter of spammers or people being rude or politics, now, what Joe said wasn't really a bannable offense, I don't think. And because his name is Longo. You know, so I just can't do it yet. All right, granddaughter fears bad weather trip to the Bahamas Monday through Thursday. Misty, she will be fine. She'll be fine. Monday through Thursday, this coming Monday through Thursday, no problems at all. Exactly right, Mike. Jerry. I am not cutting out. Dolores, I'm not cutting out. All right. Disney on the 10th, weekend of the 10th, you're fine. Florida Gulf Coast University is having the family weekend October 10th to 12th. Bring a poncho. All right, you know what? All right. Craig is just too nice. Dove hunting in Okeechobee Saturday. Any reprieve from the rain? No. Okay, you know what? Let's talk weather. Enough of this chit chat. Who needs chit-chat, right? Let's just talk about nothing but the weather because that's riveting conversation 24/7, right? This should just be, we can talk dynamics, we can talk thermodynamics, we can talk synoptics, we can talk all these icks, and it would be riveting conversation. Or I can show you another highlight from the game if you want, because that's kind of fun too. Yeah, Denise, you're all right. Greg kind of, all right, let's do Futurecast, because everybody wants to know the weekend forecast, and I do get it. I do get it. Well, you guys got a lot of questions tonight. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. We are going to start with a worst case scenario, which will not come true. It's going to be wrong, but for the folks who are saying, oh no, what about that thing you just showed? When would it impact us? Okay. If it's the 1 in 50 chance that it's accurate, and that's about what it is, 1 in 50. If it were, when would it impact? Okay, let's look. It's pretty easy because the time frame had it at like 384 hours, I think. So let's look. So it was... Again, this is not, if you're just tuning in, ignore the man standing behind the curtain, okay? Because it's not going to be right. Ignore, you understand the reference? Oh, Patty wants to talk margaritas. I got to get that video out. What do you want for your birthday? A margarita. You want what? A margarita. People are like, what is he? You know what? Do you think if I show that video, would I get, would this immediately get shut down? Would the chat get shut down? I don't know. I don't know if it would or not. Someone tell me that. Someone tell me if I would show that video, would it get, let me Google it. Little girl who wants a margarita on her birthday. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, I don't know. Hopefully I don't get shut down for this, but we'll find out, won't we? All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Was the audio working? Hold on.
Okay. So, Scarlett, what are you going to get at Tacho's for your birthday? A what?
A margarita.
Okay. That right there is my favorite video in the history of Instagram. Right there. That is truly the funniest video ever. I think you got to hear it at the end, didn't you? I mean, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me try it again. Wait a minute, because I can put my microphone up to it, and you can hear it from the speaker. I don't know why you couldn't hear it on this, but wait a minute. Did you hear it? I think you heard it. Yeah, you could hear it. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the comments. Oh, Kevin. Look at the cat dragged in. Kevin showed up. I won't even get into that conversation. You all heard it? Okay, good, at the end. Second time we good, all right. Oh, Kevin. You know, I just have to laugh sometimes. I'm taking the high road. I'm truly taking the high road. All right, anyway. So there's a look at the Euro. That is on October the 17th. All right. Again, let me stress, it is probably going to be wrong 98% of the time. But because someone asked me, if this were to happen, what date would that be? And that's like the 17th. Okay, so there you go. Okay, now let's talk reality, shall we? Let's talk about what's actually going to happen and one that we feel far more confident in forecasting. Oh, the yellow bloob is up to 30% now. Thank you, Maya. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and hit refresh. All right. I got to get to the weather for the streamers. I do at least have to get there for the streamers before they leave. Okay, here's the new one. So yeah, that's up to 30% now. That's still at 10%. Tropical wave expected to move off the coast of Africa. See, it's still in Africa. It's still in Africa right now, for heaven's sakes. All right? Thereafter, the wave is forecast to interact with another disturbance in the eastern tropical Atlantic and some slow development as it moves west-northwest. Okay? That is the one right there that the Euro is turning into this big system in 2 weeks. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It ain't going to be right almost assuredly. But it's a weather chat, so we will chat about it. What does the AI model show? Maureen asks. Maureen, that's a good question. Here's the AI, and it shows a bunch of nothing. Look at the AI ensembles. Literally, bupkis. Now, it does show that the curve is much more broad. May not even really be developing it, truth be told. And nothing in the Gulf. Now, Jason mentioned the GFS. So let's look at the GFS. And it develops it, but then it curves. See? See it? Look at the islands. And there's the curve. And then look at the CAG. Look at the CAG spinning there in Central America. Oh, this is a weather chat. We better be careful. Look at that spin in Central America. See that? Zoop. Look at that. And that spin is what often can turn into something at the surface tropical. So here's the GFS. Okay, just kind of watch. There's your system coming into the islands. It develops, turns into Jerry, and then curves. And then you got this CAG going on out there, just spinning out here. But at that point, doesn't develop. Oh, you're not even looking at it. My bad. I'm showing the wrong thing. Oh, my heavens. Here we go again. All right, there it is again. There is the GFS doing the little spin thing, and there's the CAG. Watch it one more time. So here's your spin, here's your spin, here's your spin right here. Into the islands, and then it starts to fill the front and zoop, curves off to the northeast, while that CAG in Central America just continues to spin. And quite often, we see a spin eventually turn into a surface low. Okay? Look at all the laughing emojis. I'm not seeing anything. I know, you're right. That was my bad. It was my bad. I did not switch it, but now I did. Okay. I'm waiting for the, there we go. Eloise's first comment. There you go. There was the one. All right. Let's get to our forecast quickly, since streamers only have another 3 minutes. Rain, a couple of showers out there this evening, not a big deal. Temperatures right now upper 70s to low 80s, still very, very breezy. And it's going to stay breezy right on through the weekend. Highs in the mid to upper 80s, Plant City 88, Tampa 87, 84 Clearwater to St. Pete. 82 right now at the airport. Oh, the dew point just dropped down to 70. Do you see that? Partly cloudy skies. There's our feeding Tampa Bay cam, 87 the high today. The average is 89. Mindy, we try. We try to keep it entertaining, even though I know some people want just the chat, nothing more than a chat. But what fun is that? All right, there's that east to west wind. That's what we had today. Now, Futurecast for tomorrow. Thank you, Kyle. So, there's a look at tonight. There is tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, noon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So that east to west flow is going to continue much like today. As the little yellow blob gets closer, the moisture will increase, and look at Saturday. Still East Coast showers in the morning, but then it starts to push west later in the afternoon. And that is our forecast right on into the weekend. By the way, something kind of fun. So a former neighbor of mine who lived in Indian Trails now works in Tampa, maybe worked in Tampa before, and invited me to be the Grand Marshal of the Tampa Holiday Boat Parade, or the parade that goes down the river with like 100 and something odd boats on December 20th. And so we agreed. So me and my family are going to be at the front of the boat, and they're going to have of the boats, of the regatta, I guess. And there's going to be judging of all the different boats and the decorations and whatnot. So that's going to be on December 20th. So our hot chocolate fundraiser this year will probably only be one night as opposed to two, because on the 20th we're doing the thing for City of Tampa. So it's going to be on December 13th. And I'm talking about it because that's coming up. That's like 2 months away, guys. Christmas decorations go up in like 4 weeks. It's crazy. Anyway, if you have any questions about the rest of the weekend forecast, tune into Facebook. Streamers, you have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow night on TV and on streaming at 7:30 on Dennis Phillips Live. Have a great night, streamers. Okay, streamers are gone. Now, let's go back to your questions. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, like I said, and I didn't realize that the woman who is the one of the heads on this even used to live in my neighborhood. I don't think I ever met her. But she reached out and said, your family's a big part of the community, and we do a lot of charity work and whatnot. We would love to have you as a Grand Marshal. And I'm great. That's an awesome honor. I cannot wait. But I did think it means I'm only going to be able to do a hot chocolate one night. I will be honest, I'm getting kind of old for those 2 nights. It's a lot of standing. It's a lot of leg work for these old legs. So anyway, it looks like the 13th is going to be our hot chocolate night. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on in the game, Dave? Did something happen on the Cubs game? Let's see. What's the score? It is 3-1 now, top 9. At least that's what I'm showing on ESPN. Yeah, 1 out now. So something must not have happened. Anyway. Okay, what was the question? So yeah, I'm here for, someone wants to know the 540 line. All right, that's probably Sean. But if not, let's go ahead and see if I take the right map this time. All right, here we go. Andrews by way of Philly. 3-1 Cubs, yeah, that's what I see. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, here we go. Let's just go ahead. Let's call it the 18Z because somebody was just teasing me about the 18Z GFS, saying it looked a lot like the Euro. All right, so let's look. Since this is a weather chat, all right. Jimmy, how you doing, my man? Okay, so here's the GFS. I've not looked at this yet. So let's see what our friend the GFS has to say. Oops, it's not loaded yet. Wait a minute. Let's wait for it loads. Going on a cruise on the 17th to the 23rd in the Bahamas. That one I cannot answer yet, Ash-Ann. Cannot answer that one yet. Potentially there could be some issues. I'm not saying there will be, but I cannot give you an all clear yet. All right, let's go ahead and look. Here we go. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, there's the development. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's a different system right there. Oh, no, that's still way east. That's a separate low entire. Oh, there it is. There's what I was talking about. Okay, now that, all right, Jason, this is very different. This is very different. So this is the GFS that shows the one system, which would probably be Jerry right here, all right, curving away as I would expect it would. But that one in the Caribbean, that is right from the CAG. Look at it. See Central America? Down here, there's Central America. Look at the spin, and then look at the development. I mean, so it's very different from the Euro. And dare I say, and it is extraordinarily rare for me to utter these words, I am more inclined to think that the GFS would be right than the Euro would be right in this kind of a thought. The idea that a storm is going to come off of Africa, come all the way across to the island, start to curve, and then a ridge build back in and push it all the way back down into the Central Caribbean doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So what the Euro, and again, this is fantasy land, guys, because it's going to be changed by tomorrow, but we're chatting. We're chatting it up. I would be inclined to think that pushing a system that is already beginning to accelerate northeastward into the Atlantic, back into the Caribbean is unlikely. But what the GFS is showing right now, I'm on board with that. You guys have heard me say this now for a month, that early to mid-October, I expect a hurricane to develop in the Caribbean. And oh, by the way, that's not going out on a limb. I mean, that's climatology at its finest. Historically, that's exactly what happens. Look, we're going into a La Nina. We haven't had any storms in that area yet, so the water is still super warm, and a lot of fronts are digging in from the north, moving south. So whatever develops would probably curve into Florida, timing it out with a front at the same time. So if something develops in Central America, it probably comes to Florida in the mid to late October. It just does. You've heard me say this for a month. So seeing the GFS show that now does not surprise me one bit. But there's nothing there right now. And by the way, and you've heard me this 3 weeks ago. I mean, the GFS has been spinning something up practically every day for the last 3 weeks. It has stopped for the last week or so, but 2 weeks prior it was doing it every day. But it's just what normally happens. So now it doesn't mean a cooler winter, Julianne. It means a drier winter usually. Friend's wedding 10-10 in Palm Beach. Is that okay? Yes. That would be okay. Here, we can go to the 10th. There's the 10th. And you're looking okay. All right. Someone was in a manager's meeting today talking about Karens. I cannot say no more storms. I can't, Mary. I can't, Marianne. I can't do it. I can't. It is the GFS-icane, Richard. You are correct. Kevin. I'm just scrolling up, looking at all the comments. I read today cruise ships are changing ports due to today's weather. I have not heard that. I mean, it's pretty windy out there. We have small craft advisories, and it's going to be windy right on through the weekend. So, wait a minute. Someone asked, am I sick? Wait a minute. Oh, I should say I let my euro love. No, I still love the euro, but it ain't going to be right every time. So in my opinion, and we'll check it out tomorrow, because tomorrow we're back on broadcast and streaming and whatnot, and I'm sure it'll show something entirely different. But if I were a betting man, and I usually am, I would say the idea of Central America, of the CAG, spinning off development in the Central or Western Caribbean by mid-October is a very reasonable expectation. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Wedding in Cancun on 10/11. You'll be fine, Lester. I'm making lasagna for my cat Garfield's in 2 weeks. Will it rain? Yes, probably. We need rain. We're kind of in need of rain. What do the other models say? Well, I just showed that was the Euro and the GFS. No, we are not, no, Consuelo, we are not estimating that we are getting hit by a storm in mid-October. We are merely saying that the idea of development in the Western Caribbean in mid-October is a reasonable expectation. That is as far out as I'll go. But nothing is there. Nothing. This is purely based on climatology, history, and some of the long-range models, which we all know the long-range models are a bunch of nonsense. However, as I will show you, the GFS ensembles, have quite, and look at where they go. See, it's almost like you get the development out here from the CAG, and look where they go. They go this way, as they will go that way, because you're going to have a front coming down. I mean, I've said this a million times. So that right now is a reasonable expectation. No. Expectation is too strong of a word. A reasonable possibility. Yes. Jess is late, but what's new? Nothing. What's new with you, Jess? Lutz tomorrow, 3 to 3:30. What do we expect to look like rain? It would be probably scattered stuff, not a lot. Frozen on Facebook? Let me hit refresh. And it doesn't look frozen on mine. Yankees or Sox tonight? Personally, I go with the home team in this game. But two rookie pitchers to pitch a deciding. Now, you wonder if they'll have a very, very short leash. Like, you wonder if possibly if there's any trouble at all that Boone pulls, or Cora pull their pitchers out and use their bullpen. Neither bullpen are tremendously all that good of late, although Chapman has been ungodly, really, really good. Oh, man, look at that. Karen is a Karen, and her dad was a Jerry. Oh, my heavens. That is a 1-2 punch. So, Kathy, Windy is nothing more. I get this a lot. It's a good question. The Windy app is nothing more than a merging of models. It's not its own in-house model. There's nothing special about it. It just is showing you a combination of the Euro and the GFS. It's all it's doing. But I know a lot of people just rave about it. And the app itself is fine. But showing what the future is going to be, it's just a model run like anything else. It's nothing magical about the model. The Cubs won, 3-1 final. Yep, there it is. Cubs win, Cubs win. 9 a.m. farm swap in Dunellen Saturday morning. Yeah. Not a washout. Not a washout, Tony, but there will be some rain out there. Will I be streaming the new Taylor Swift album? I will not, Michelle. In spite of what my kids say, I am not a Swiftie. Bolts have tied up 1-1, which you can watch on channel 66.1 The Spot, 17 on Spectrum, 23 on Frontier, or OTA 66.1, the home of Dennis Phillips Live, in case you didn't know. All right, well, I'm going to go watch football and flip back and forth with the baseball game. And tomorrow, tune in, because we will have an update on potential tropical development in the middle of the month, whether it's in the Atlantic or the Caribbean or both, which I would guess both is probably an accurate forecast at this point. So we will see. So you guys have a great night. Joe Longo made it through without being banned. And if he comes back tomorrow, I will be looking for you. So you have a great night. It's treat night. And I will see you on tomorrow night's edition of Dennis Phillips Live. The tropics are not done with the golf yet, guys. They're just not. Telling you, it's just, the season's not over. People want to think it's over. I put up my Halloween decorations. I get it. But it ain't over. There's more storms to be had. I'm rather certain of this. So we will see. All right, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.